all you need to know. The Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning from my home to yours. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint, and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 31st of March and day 7 of the lockdown. India reported its largest one-day spike in COVID-19 infections, with the count rising by 227 yesterday to 1,251 as authorities ramp up testing capabilities. This includes 102 cured or discharged and 32 who succumbed to the virus. There are growing fears that the spread of the virus will get worse on account of the mass migration of labour from India's largest cities after the lockdown was implemented. Addressing rumours and concerns that the lockdown will be extended beyond the 21-day period, the government has said that it has no such plans. Globally, cases of coronavirus infection have crossed 722,000, leaving 33,900 dead. Over 151,000 have recovered from the illness, according to the latest available data. In Europe, governments moved to tighten restrictions to contain the coronavirus outbreak, an unrelenting rise in infections and deaths, and now Russia is even moving towards a lockdown. In New York, new infections seem to be finally slowing. On a hopeful note, a century-old vaccine is being investigated as a potential weapon against the virus. The BCG shot, which is a tuberculosis vaccine, has been used widely for about 100 years, with a growing appreciation for its other benefits. Not only is it a common immunotherapy for early-stage bladder cancer, it also seems to train the body's first line of immune defense to better fight infections. Now, in news in the banking space back home, we told you about the moratorium that was announced by the RBI on all retail term loans as a relief measure to ease the financial strain caused by the outbreak of the virus. Now, it turns out that State Bank of India is likely to offer this to all its term loan borrowers as a way to ensure the quick pass-through of relief measures. In news in the corporate space, the Shapoorji Pallonji Group, controlled by billionaire Pallonji Mistry and his family, is in preliminary discussions to borrow as much as $1 billion to repay maturing debt using part of its stake in Tata Sons as collateral. That's a Bloomberg story. In legal matters, the Bombay High Court granted ad interim relief to Future Retail by restraining IDBI trusteeship services from selling the retailer's shares that were pledged against the debentures that it had issued. This comes after the debenture trustee had issued a mandatory redemption event notice seeking to sell shares to recover dues exceeding 600 crore rupees. Global equity markets are on the rise, at least temporarily, with US stock indices having risen over 3% overnight. There's optimism that the fast tracking of testing for COVID-19 will help curtail its spread. In the Asia-Pacific region, the early rises have begun positive, but with varying degrees of optimism. The Australian benchmark was higher by nearly 3% last I checked, while the Japanese Nikkei 225 was only higher by about 0.5%. And with that, it's over to Agam Vakil for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Agam. How are we looking today?
Good morning, Alex, and good morning, listeners. Taking cues from American equity indices, the SGX Nifty Futures is indicating a higher opening. Let's talk about stocks that will be in focus today. We have IndusInd Bank, which has suggested a flight of 10 to 11% of its deposits, largely led by a state government. The erosion in deposit base is much higher than the 2% that the bank disclosed earlier. Wholesale deposits also fell, possibly because of a decline in stock prices, while retail deposits declined the least, the management said. Jubilant Life Sciences has said that some employees at its Mysore unit have been found COVID-19 positive. Plant has been shut down for sanitation and workers have been self-quarantined, reports Bloomberg News. State Bank of India is mulling extending loan repayment moratorium to all term loans extended by the bank till March 1st. The bank will conduct special communication campaigns to explain the borrowers the specifics of the moratorium. Lenders have approved Suzlon Energy's resolution plan. The lead bank, State Bank of India, has approved resolution plan of the company and its certain identified subsidiaries. And in key bulk deals, we have Rajapalayam Mills, where Morgan Stanley Asia has acquired 1.2% stake at 458 rupees per share. And finally, we have Britannia and Vedanta, which is in focus as the companies have said that despite products being an essential, the company operations have been disrupted due to lockdown, and they are ensuring that all necessary steps are being taken to restore operations of their factories. Now, these are just some of the stocks that we can watch out for as we move into trade today. But don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know only on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day and stay safe.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you could listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.